She likes you but ignores you for this reason. Why is she ignoring me if she likes me? Modern Stoic. Love is not about possession. Love is about appreciation. Osho. Why is she ignoring you if she likes you? You've been confident about the connection between you two. She seemed into you. Your conversations flowed effortlessly, and everything felt right. So why is she suddenly pulling away, ignoring your texts, and skipping your calls? It's frustrating, right? But before jumping to conclusions, take a breath. There could be more at play than meets the eye. Sometimes women may create space to test the dynamic or gauge your level of interest. Instead of overthinking, stay grounded and watch this space to explore the potential reasons why a woman might ignore you, even if she still likes you. 1. She wants you to pay attention. Listen up, my friend. If you're wondering why she's pulling back and ignoring you, chances are it's not because she's lost interest. It's because she feels like you've lost sight of her. In the intricate dance of relationships, a woman's sudden distance is often a call for recognition, a subtle plea for attention. It's not malicious. It's a test, a request for affirmation. She wants to know you still see her, still value her. Maybe, in the rush of life, work, responsibilities, or just the noise of the world, you've taken her for granted. You're no longer showering her with compliments, the small gestures that once made her feel seen. And here's the kicker. Women, more than men, can internalize these things deeply. When they feel undervalued, even if you don't mean to, it cuts straight to their heart. Now, this isn't just a don't ignore her kind of deal. This is about being intentional in your actions and words. It's about not letting your busy life blind you to the woman right in front of you. You must be vocal, deliberate with your praise, and unapologetically generous with your time and affection. The modern Stoic knows that relationships are not just about surviving, but about thriving, actively making them better with conscious effort. Show her you recognize the little things that make her unique. Compliment her. Yes, but more than that, celebrate her as if you might lose her tomorrow. Show appreciation for who she is, not just what she does. Take her on those meaningful dates that speak louder than any generic text you might send. But be warned, the blessing of Stoicism isn't about pretending to be unemotional or detached. It's about keeping calm and grounded, but still engaged and present. The old Stoic mindset teaches us restraint, but not neglect. If you think she'll just magically come back to you after weeks of feeling unnoticed, think again. This is the exact opposite of the Stoic principle of taking action when necessary. You must act before it's too late. Think about it. Nothing will kill attraction faster than a woman who feels invisible. Acknowledge her efforts, show your admiration in real, tangible ways, and make her feel like she is your priority again. Here's the truth. She's not ignoring you to hurt you. She's ignoring you because, in some way, you've stopped paying attention. And if you want to fix it, you need to step up your game. Don't expect her to make the first move. It's your job to show her that you're not just going through the motions, and be intentional. Compliment her when she least expects it. Plan dates that remind her how special she is to you. This is where the modern Stoic shines, knowing when to step back and observe, but also knowing when to step forward and act decisively. Don't let her drift away. Be the kind of man who sees her, appreciates her, and never lets her feel forgotten. After all, she wants to feel like the queen she is. And it's your job to remind her of that every single day. The blessing of Stoicism isn't just about controlling your emotions, it's about knowing when to express them in meaningful, authentic ways that strengthen your bond. 2. She wants you to know that she has options. It can sting, right? You feel like you've been doing everything right, but suddenly, she's distant. You've noticed her posting pictures on social media, hanging out with other people, maybe even with other guys. It's almost like she's showing you that she doesn't need you. You might think, why is she ignoring me if she likes me? Well, listen up. The answer's simpler than it seems, and it has a lot to do with the blessing of Stoicism. She's letting you know something important. She has options. Yes, that's right. She's reminding you, whether directly or indirectly, that she's not going to waste her time if you're not making an effort. And let's face it, a lot of guys become complacent in relationships. You start taking her for granted, thinking she'll always be there, that she'll wait for you to take charge. But here's the thing, women, just like you, are hardwired to seek value, respect, and effort. Without it, they start to fade away. This behavior can seem harsh, almost like a cruel game, but don't misunderstand it as an attack on you or your worth. It's more of a statement: if you're not giving me the attention I deserve, I'm not sticking around to beg for it. This is where Stoicism can teach you a valuable lesson. The calm, rational approach of a Stoic man would remind you that emotions like frustration and anger are natural reactions. But it's your response that matters. Do you get caught up in your feelings and throw a tantrum? Do you send a bunch of texts demanding attention, asking why she's acting distant? Or do you take a step back, reflect, and use the Stoic lessons that remind you of control? As a Stoic, you must be able to rise above the situation rather than let your emotions dictate your next move. Stoicism teaches you the difference between what's in your control and what's not. You can't control her actions, but you can control how you respond. Let's break it down. Instead of sulking and letting bitterness take over, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, am I doing enough to show her that I value her? Because if you're not, this is your wake-up call. She's signaling that she won't hang around waiting for you to make a move. She deserves more than that. This is where you have a choice. You can either let your pride get in the way and let her slip away, or you can take this as a challenge to up your game. Show her that you're serious about your relationship, that you're committed to doing the work. Stoicism is about constant self-improvement and never settling. If she's giving you signals that she's seeking more effort, rise to the occasion. The power here lies in your response. Instead of getting upset or frustrated, be proactive. Make an effort to reach out in meaningful ways. Pay attention to her needs, her feelings, and invest time in your relationship. A Stoic mindset doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means being emotionally disciplined. You can keep things casual, but remember, casual effort won't get you the relationship you're hoping for. If you want her to stick around, you need to show her your value, not just through words, but actions. That's what she's looking for. In fact, many women want to see if you'll keep showing up, if you'll keep making the effort when things aren't going your way. She has options, but she's testing if you're the right option. This isn't a mind game. It's an opportunity for you to prove your worth. Now, I'm not saying you should start bending over backward trying to win her approval or changing yourself entirely. That's not what this is about. The core of Stoicism is about being true to yourself. And in relationships, that means being true to your character. If you're becoming complacent, that's not the you she originally fell for. Use the blessing of Stoicism to refocus on what really matters: personal integrity, self-respect, and consistent effort. Show her that you're not someone who only shows up when it's convenient. You're someone who's in it for the long haul, who values the relationship enough to make the necessary effort. Ultimately, it comes down to this: don't be afraid of her pulling back, because it's not a rejection, it's a challenge, a test. And the only way you're going to pass it is by stepping up, She's not ignoring you because she doesn't care. She's ignoring you because she wants to see if you care enough to keep her interested. Don't get bogged down by her actions. Instead, get your act together and prove that you're worthy of her attention. That's the Stoic way. 3. She's feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes it's not about you, it's about her. She may be feeling overwhelmed. Life throws a lot at us, especially in relationships where emotions run deep. When things are moving fast, when things are progressing at a pace that feels almost too much, it can trigger that overwhelming sense of needing a break. It's not personal, but she needs time to process her emotions, the situation, and where things are heading. You have to respect that. The Stoic life teaches us the value of patience and understanding. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." If you've noticed her pulling away, don't let your imagination run wild. Give her the time and space she needs. Let her breathe. Just because she's stepping back for a moment doesn't mean she's lost interest. It simply means she's trying to regain clarity. It's tempting to push, to try to pull her back. But the Stoic principle of maintaining composure in the face of external events applies here. Your calm and measured response will be the key to showing that you're not rattled by her absence, but understanding of her needs. Don't press her for answers or make her feel bad for needing space. Give her the space to think. If she feels overwhelmed, adding more pressure will only push her further away. Instead, follow her lead, remain steady, and show her that you're capable of the patience that true emotional maturity demands. Master your own emotions. Remain grounded in your principles and trust the process. When she's ready to return, she'll do so with a clearer mind and a stronger sense of direction. Stoic wisdom teaches us that we can't control others, only our own reactions. Your peace of mind should not be dictated by her actions. You must embody the Stoic principles in moments like this. Calm, deliberate, and unshaken. She needs space, and you must give it to her. Don't overthink it. Don't let anxiety creep in. Trust yourself. Trust that in time, this space will create the necessary foundation for deeper connection. If you find this valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember I give space and allow growth. Take this with you as you navigate relationships, and remember, patience and understanding can make all the difference. 4. She's playing hard to get. She's playing hard to get. And while it can be maddening, let me tell you, this game isn't as frustrating as it might seem. This isn't some random playful behavior, it's a strategy, a calculated move that many women use in the world of dating. Women, in their own way, crave pursuit. When a woman acts distant, pulls away, or doesn't respond to your messages as quickly, it's not necessarily a sign of disinterest. More often than not, it's a subtle request. She's telling you, show me. Prove it. Pursue me. It's an invitation, a challenge almost, to prove how much you value her, how much you're willing to go after what you want. In her mind, this is about more than just securing attention. The chase adds excitement. It heightens her sense of desire. Women deep down want to feel like they're worth pursuing. It's about the thrill, the sensation of being wanted, desired, and even a little elusive. Think of it as a modern Stoic dance. It's a test of your patience, your resolve, and your ability to stay calm in the face of uncertainty. The blessing of Stoicism here. You must remain undeterred, unaffected by the initial distance. Don't second-guess her interest based on temporary silence. The old Stoic would remind you patience is a virtue. You don't rush the process. Instead, you demonstrate that you're invested, you're consistent, and you're in this for the long haul. If you're playing this right, you've got to master your emotions and stay focused on the bigger picture. You must be willing to give her the space she needs, while still making sure your actions communicate that you are there for her, ready to pursue her in ways that go beyond words. Ignore the urge to play it safe or pull back. Don't let a little distance throw you off. This is where the blessing of Stoicism comes in. A modern Stoic remains steady and unwavering. Your mission: keep your cool. Stay intentional with your words, your actions, your approach. When she sees that you are not easily deterred, when she sees that you'll keep pursuing her with respect and patience, that's when she'll truly feel desired. 5. She's overthinking. Let's face it, men. Women can sometimes take a simple situation and turn it into a mental marathon. They overthink. It's an art form, really. And when it comes to relationships, this trait often gets dialed up to 11. If she's pulling away, staying distant, or acting like she's ignoring you, don't panic. Trust me. It's not what you think. Here's the thing: she likes you the same. But this overthinking phase, it's the blessing of Stoicism at play. The Stoic lessons teach us that we can only control ourselves, and she's trying to control how she comes across to you. She wants to impress, but is unsure of herself in the process. Why is she ignoring you? It's her mind running wild. You may have noticed that she's been quiet, distant, or downright elusive. It doesn't necessarily mean she's losing interest. In fact, if she's acting this way, it could be a sign that she's actually overthinking every little detail. You've probably never noticed the little things that are haunting her mind, but she sure has. Did she smile too much? Did she say something embarrassing? Maybe she felt she came off too strong, or perhaps she thinks she's too much for you. All these little things that don't even register on your radar are consuming her thoughts. She's comparing herself to other women, scrutinizing how she presents herself, and wondering if she's made a mistake somewhere along the way. This is where the blessing of Stoicism comes in. The Stoic mindset focuses on controlling emotions and reactions. If she's pulling away, it's because she's trying to control her emotional reaction to what she perceives as a potential misstep. But here's the kicker: she's afraid of losing you. And that fear is what's triggering her overthinking. Take a Stoic approach, reassure her. Here's where you step in. You can't control how she thinks, but you can control how you respond. This is your time to show her the stability of a Stoic mindset. She needs reassurance, and not in a way that feels forced. Don't make her doubt herself further by ignoring her or pulling away as well. Instead, be the calm, strong presence she needs. You must let her know that you like her for who she is right now. In fact, you should embrace her imperfections and remind her that you're not looking for perfection. By showing her that you appreciate her authenticity, you're using the very principles of Stoicism, not getting caught up in worries or the chaos of fleeting emotions. Keep your emotions in check, but don't shut them out completely. Express yourself clearly, without hesitation. Don't overanalyze, let her be. Don't assume that silence or space means she's disinterested. When a woman is overthinking, she may need some time to sort through the jumble of thoughts and feelings. This doesn't mean she's lost interest. Far from it. It means she cares so deeply about making the right impression. It's a paradox, but a true one. The more she likes you, the more she fears messing things up. You must give her space. But don't let her feel abandoned. Reach out subtly. Stay present without overwhelming her. Be a steady force. This is the essence of Stoicism, knowing that your value isn't defined by someone's response, but by your own integrity. You can't control what goes on in her head, but you can control how you respond to her actions. The Stoic power of patience and understanding. Patience, understanding, and calm. These are the Stoic lessons you need to master. When she's in this overthinking state, don't panic or second-guess yourself. Don't make it about you. This is about her and her internal battle to feel good enough for you. If you approach the situation with a steady and calm demeanor, you'll help her find peace. And when she finds that peace, she'll come to you with a clearer mind. And here's the thing, if you manage to navigate this phase well, it'll only deepen her admiration for you. You've shown her that you're a safe space, and in her world of overanalysis, that's gold. So don't just wait it out, take action. Reassure her. Be firm in your own belief that she's worth it. The Stoic approach isn't just about emotional detachment, it's about emotional mastery. You must master your own emotions first. Be clear and assertive, and without being controlling or needy. She'll appreciate that you're not playing games, but that you understand the intricacies of what she's going through. And remember, you like her just as she is, perfectly imperfect, caught in the web of her own overthinking. In the end, this situation isn't a red flag. It's a sign that she's invested, overthinking, and a bit unsure. But the blessing of Stoicism is that you don't have to get lost in it with her. You stand strong, you remain steady, and you offer her the reassurance she needs without hesitation. So let her overthink. You stay grounded and let the Stoic lessons guide you through. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 6. She's actually busy. She may be ignoring you because she's simply busy, and you need to understand that. Life doesn't stop, and neither do the demands on her time. A lot of men get caught up in the assumption that if she likes you, she should always be available, but that's not how life works. We've all been there when we are juggling multiple things and a person can get lost in the shuffle. Don't take it personally. Life is filled with constant distractions. Her ignoring you may not be a sign that she doesn't care. It's simply that her world is demanding attention, and you, though important, may be one of many things she is trying to balance. The key here is the Stoic mindset. As the Stoics teach us, don't react impulsively to the world around you. Don't let her lack of immediate response dictate your sense of worth. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants, said Epictetus. Your peace of mind is not something that should hinge on another person's actions or inactions. You must control your own reactions, instead of dwelling on her silence. Take a moment to reflect on your own life and how you can continue to grow. You have the power to create your own value, your own purpose. Your mission is to stay calm, centered, and stoic. Don't make the mistake of thinking her silence is about you. It might be that her world is overwhelming, and you need to show empathy, not insecurity. Reach out with a simple message that shows care without demanding immediate responses. Ask how she's doing. Show genuine interest in her life, and give her space to respond on her terms. You must be the change you wish to see in the world, said Mahatma Gandhi. If you want openness and honesty, you must create an environment of understanding and patience. Don't force her to meet your expectations, but give her the opportunity to open up when she's ready. A Stoic life means mastering yourself first. You must be steadfast in your purpose and not be shaken by external circumstances. That's where true power lies, not in controlling her, but in controlling how you react to her actions. If you live by Stoic principles, you will find that life doesn't have to revolve around one person's attention. Your focus is on your own growth, on your mission. Stop waiting for her to make you feel whole. You must be whole on your own. You don't need her approval to feel good about yourself. The moment you realize this, you unlock your greatest strength, the strength to let go, to trust the flow of life, and to trust that whatever happens, you will remain unshaken, unbreakable. This is the power of a modern Stoic life. Keep your cool. Stay focused on what truly matters. 7. She's been hurt before. Understand this: when a woman seems to pull away, it's often not because she doesn't like you, but because she's been hurt before. Trust and vulnerability are fragile things, and when a man has betrayed them in her past, it leaves marks that go deeper than you'd imagine. These emotional scars are like invisible armor, protecting her from the very thing she longs for most: love without the fear of being broken again. A modern Stoic would understand that emotions are real, but they do not control the course of our lives. But for her, fear might be running the show right now, and the Stoic's blessing of patience becomes your greatest tool. You cannot rush her past this caution. You must earn her trust, not demand it. It's not that she doesn't want to take the next step with you, it's that she's afraid of reliving the hurt she's buried deep within. So what do? Tread lightly. Your actions will speak louder than your words. Don't be impatient. Don't press for answers or rush her to open up before she's ready. Be that calm and steady presence in her life, a stark contrast to the storms she's weathered. This is where the wisdom of the old Stoic comes into play. Master yourself. Control your desires, and do not let them control you. You must demonstrate your sincerity through consistent small acts of kindness. You don't need to grandstand. You need to show her the quiet assurance that you're different, that you understand her pain, and that you would never intentionally cause it again. She might pull away, but your genuine love will win her over in time. That is the nature of true compassion. She needs to feel safe with you, to know that her heart is in capable hands. So be there for her, not with grand gestures, but with quiet loyalty and understanding. Let her see that the risk of loving you won't come with the same heartbreak as before. She may not say it, but this is the reassurance she's desperately searching for. That's how you can slowly peel away her fears, just like the modern Stoic who understands that patience and consistency are keys to unlocking the heart. If you've made it this far, you're already ahead of the game. Many people don't understand the impact of past pain on someone's ability to open up again. If you're willing to show patience, empathy, and kindness, you're already on the right path. Please comment below. I will be the patient, understanding presence she needs. 8. She isn't that into you. I know this isn't what you wanted to hear, but let's be real sometimes. It's just the harsh truth. She might not be as into you as you thought. Yes, it stings, but it's a reality we all have to face at some point. Let me explain why. First, maybe she was drawn to the chase. There's something intoxicating about the early stages of attraction. The excitement, the mystery. Sometimes a woman enjoys the thrill of the game, but when the game starts to settle down, so does her interest. You were fun for a moment, but when it gets real, the spark she felt may just fade. In those moments, she might try to slowly pull away without saying the hard words, hoping you'll catch on and back off. This is where Stoicism comes in. We don't have control over her feelings or her actions, but we have control over how we respond to them. A man rooted in the blessing of Stoicism knows when to walk away with dignity and without regret. Then there's the possibility that she just wasn't as serious from the start. Maybe you misread the signals, and she was never looking for something lasting. At first, you might have been exactly what she wanted. A fun distraction, a quick adventure. But now that the initial excitement has worn off, Her lack of interest is becoming clear. Her silent treatment, a subtle but toxic way of pulling back. If she's been ignoring you or showing signs of disinterest, it's time to step back and assess. You must understand this: if someone's ignoring you, it's not a game. It's a form of emotional distancing. It's their way of letting you know that their feelings have changed. Without the drama, it might feel uncomfortable, but Stoic lessons remind us that we cannot force a woman's emotions. What we can do is respect them, move forward, and not waste time chasing something that isn't meant for us. You have to trust that there's strength in knowing when to cut ties. The Stoic man knows this deeply. Don't chase after something that isn't meant for you. Let her go. Accept the reality and walk away with your head held high. This isn't about defeat, it's about recognizing that there's someone else out there who will appreciate your energy and time. Stop dwelling on the why. Don't let yourself get caught up in the endless loop of questions. Focus on the bigger picture. You must be the man who doesn't settle for less. A Stoic man learns to detach from what doesn't serve him and pours his energy into his purpose. That's the true power of Stoicism, finding strength in knowing what isn't meant for you and moving forward, not looking back. So if she's ignoring you, take a deep breath, nod in understanding, and walk away. Be the man who doesn't beg for attention. 9. She's emotionally unavailable. She might like you, but if she's emotionally unavailable, she's also emotionally distant. A woman who isn't ready to dive deep into emotions will always make the relationship harder than it needs to be. She'll avoid any meaningful conversation, preferring to keep things shallow, steering clear of discussions about her past or anything that requires her to open up. You'll notice it. She pulls away whenever you start to get close, rejecting intimacy, the very thing that brings people together. She's avoiding vulnerability because she's afraid of it. And no matter how hard you try, you can't force her to change. Let me tell you this. If you're serious about this, be prepared for a turbulent ride. It's important to understand that an emotionally unavailable person can't offer what you want, no matter how much you want her. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, if you push her to open up too fast, she'll just retreat further into her emotional fortress. Understand the Stoic principles here. Control what you can control, and recognize when to detach from someone who isn't ready to meet you halfway. That's the power of a Stoic life, recognizing that your emotional well-being isn't bound by another's actions. It's about you, your strength, and your decision to move forward, even if she doesn't. Don't chase after something that's not there. If you can't find the emotional connection you need, walk away with your dignity. That is your power. Master your emotions. Master your life. 10. She wants you to make the first move. If you've noticed that she likes you but still ignores you, don't just sit back and wait for things to magically unfold. The truth is, she's probably waiting for you to make the first move. Women, especially those who value their time and attention, love it when you take the reins. She doesn't want to feel like she's chasing after you or begging for your attention. That's not the vibe she's looking for. So, when she pulls back, it's not a signal of disinterest. It's an invitation. An invitation for you to step up, be bold, and take control of the relationship. A modern Stoic knows that it's in these moments of challenge that true character is revealed. The Blessing of Stoicism teaches us that silence doesn't always mean rejection, but rather a test of your resolve. Don't hesitate to message her first. Initiate those meetups. Start the conversation. Watch her response closely. At first, she might be a little reserved, But don't mistake that for indifference. When a woman retreats, it often signals that she's unsure about whether you're on the same page. So, you must ease those fears with your actions. Be the one who takes the lead. Let her know, clearly and confidently, that you are genuinely interested. The old Stoic knew the value of showing intent through decisive action, not just words. It's time to channel that same energy. All right, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful in understanding why someone who likes you might still ignore you. Remember, sometimes it's about space, timing, or even how they process emotions. So don't jump to conclusions right away. For real, be patient and give her the room she needs. Keep being confident. Stay grounded in your own value, and if things are meant to work out, they will. And if not, that's fine too. You've got your own path to follow. Be sure to check out our page for more relationship tips and hacks to help you navigate these tricky situations. See you soon. Bye.